Welcome to the Ford Ranger New Zealand Rural Games 2024, right here in the centre of Palmerston North City, Te Maraea o Hene, the Square. And I'm here with Phil Ropiha. Phil, well known as a timber sports commentator, and we're looking at the STIHL Timbersports competition today. This is doubling as the New Zealand Championships.
Yes, it is. This is the pinnacle of wood chopping for New Zealand, and it also helps us select who's going to represent us in the international competition. And this year the rookies will be in Milan in Italy, and the men's and the teams will be in Toulouse in France.
Who would have thought an axe could take you so far?
If you can consider, we've got axe events, we've got manual saw events, but being STIHL timber sports, we bring some mechanisation to it. So we have the stock saw competition, which uses a STIHL MS 661, and we also have a thing called a hot saw, which you'll see tomorrow in the men's competition, which is a fully fabricated saw, usually made out of something else like a snowmobile or a high-performance motocross bike. Okay, so the first up we'll have the women's competition, which we have the biggest field we've ever seen. There are 12 there, all three from the podium, including last year's winner Ann Patterson will be here. And we also have a couple of newbies in there as well. So that will be in the morning on day one. On the afternoon we bring in the rookies. We've got Cleveland Cherry and Sam Bellamy. Those are our two podium hitters last year. They're both back. Both have some experience overseas as well now in the international competition, and both want to get that top spot, so it's going to be a very fierce fight.
Well, it's good to see that the young guns are coming up through the ranks and will soon be taking on the old hands who get their chance tomorrow.
And Jack Jordan was our number one last year, represented us in Stuttgart last year. He's going to be back on, his form's very good. And so we know there's some very, very good other competitors in there. But yeah, I think it's a sport that's got a very good future and will carry on, and that's why we do STIHL Timber Sports.
And we'll see the future unfold here today.
Stock saw. After the starting shot, the contestants have to cut two wooden discs, so-called cookies, within a 10-centimeter mark, one downward and one upward. The attempt is only valid when both discs have been cut off completely and within the marks.
Let's hear a little bit of noise for our local hope, Alma Wallace from Otaki, who's going to be up against Raywin Windley from Rolleston.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, no jumping the gun there from what we can see. Nice clean pickup by both competitors. Raywin Windley, of course, third last year on the podium. Gets through, only a fraction ahead of Alma Wallace. It's very, very close as they come for the uppercut now. Even if you take your time, it's always best to record a time rather than a DQ. From Wyndham, Nat Patterson, and from Nelson, Emma Riddell.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
So Emma Riddell was on the podium last year, and it starts with the stock saw. You need to get a good time in and record it. Looking for the first one down. It's Nat Patterson managed to get that first one down. That is probably quite a slow start for Emma Riddell. It's probably going to tell as far as the time goes, but we've got the two cookies are down on each side. Let's have a look at the judges. We can slow that down to 1 frame per 100th of a second, I believe. So no such thing as a draw in modern sport.
Both cuts are good?
Well, it took a lot of deliberation, didn't it? Last year's champion from Black Button, Queensland, Australia, Ann Patterson, coming up against former champion Darcel Upaloo from Mount Maunganui.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
So two very good sawyers you've got up in front of you now. You know that they're further down the number of heats. They are the quickest. So Ann Patterson showing a form of last year, getting that first cookie on the ground. Darcel just having a little bit of a struggle with the bottom of the cut, comes up, but it's Ann Patterson. She looks like she's used all of the wood to do it. But Ann Patterson looking like she's on the form that we saw last year. Very nice clean cut. So obviously something a little bit knotty and nasty inside that piece of wood there for Darcel. It looks like the order for the first three through will be Nat Patterson, Ann Patterson. Obviously you've got to have the right surname to get into that top order. And then looking down the list, I'm thinking the 15.8 by podium setter last year, Raywin Windley, will make the top three out of this first discipline.
Single buck. The single buck is a one-man saw about 2 meters long. With this, the athletes have to cut off a complete disc of a 46 centimeter thick wooden block. The perfect interplay between rhythm and strength is the key to success.
From Kirwee and Canterbury, Shannon Hodgetts, and from Wyndham and Southland, Nat Patterson.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
So we've got a clean start on both stands. We know we've still got to beat that 27.53 recorded in the last heat. Both athletes working away, getting through to the 50% mark. Keeping it nice and straight. A little bit of a stoppage there for Shannon Hodgetts. Just slowing that momentum. May have given Nat Patterson the advantage there. Shannon Hodgetts now puts the cookie down onto the stage. Let's get onto the stage from Hamilton. Kylie Bowen coming up against from Rolleston, Raywin Windley.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
So it's Windley on 2, Bowen on 1. Let's have a look and see if they can bring that time down from the 26.04 that leads the field so far. Kylie Bowen got a very, very good cadence there, keeping the speed up. Now Raywin Windley finished third on the podium last year. She's going to want a good result in this, but she's got a few bends in there, and it's all Kylie Bowen to put that first disc down. It'll be good to have a look at that time, not too far behind Raywin Windley. Unfortunate for Kylie Bowen with a DQ. It is Darcel Upperloo from Mount Maunganui and Anne Patterson from Blackbutt in Queensland, Australia.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Here we go, quite a mouth-watering lineup. This is between these two, both very good sawyers. It's going to come down to mistakes, I would say, looking for the quickest time too. We're trying to beat a 25.45. Every opportunity could be done here. Darcel Upperloo from Mount Maunganui really showing a form. Can she get it? It's going to be really close. Slight jag there for Anne Patterson as Costa. And Darcel doing what we know she can do. Former New Zealand champion as well. Darcel Upperloo really showing prowess with that single saw, putting in an 18.06. I'll repeat that, an 18.06 seconds. But Anne Patterson not far away with a 19.85, which is still good enough to be second in the single saw.
Underhand chop. In the past, the underhand chop technique was used to split logs. Standing on a horizontally anchored block, the athletes cut through a 32 centimeter log. The block has to be worked from both sides.
Let's get our next two contestants up here. From Kirwee and Canterbury, it's Shannon Hodgetts, and from Otaki, just down the line, Alma Wallace.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
So who can get under the magic 40-second mark? That's where we're heading. Looking at the composite of last year's results, that's where the top three were sitting. So Alma Wallace, really good style as we're seeing through all. She's a good single sawyer as well. Shannon Hodgetts putting the work in first to turn. Alma Wallace from Otaki. Horowhenua just looking really good. Oh, a little bit of a step off, gets back on. That will cost her a fraction of a second, giving Shannon Hodgetts an opportunity to make up some ground. But at the moment, I'm going to say it's still all Alma Wallace. Have a look for a little bit of movement, a little bit of daylight through the centre as they put in the drivers, and there goes. Oh, you can pick it. You can pick it. Oh, and that little bit of a stick for Alma. That would have probably just given it that one blow ahead. Okay, time to get our next two contestants on in the penultimate heat. It is Emma Riddell from Nelson and Darcel Upperloo from Mount Maunganui.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
So we saw Darcel put in a cracking single saw on the last one. She'll be wanting to make up ground on this because a slower stock saw time earlier on. It seems a long time ago that we were with the chainsaws. Emma Riddell from Nelson making very good work of that first scarf. It's going to be very, very important to see who's going to be first on the turn. And it is Emma Riddell, makes the turn to the back now. Darcel Upperloo makes a steady turn now onto a second scarf. She's got some ground to make up. That fastest time to beat, 36.11. Alma Wallace from Otaki holding the
Title at the moment. Just keep an eye on there, it's through. The Nelsonian does it. Darcelopoulos needs to really put the gas in here to keep the time relevant. But Emma Riddell from Nelson really putting the hammer down, putting a lot of pressure on our next two. Ann Patterson from Queensland and Kylie Bowen from Hamilton.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
So this is an incredibly important heat. We've already seen it laid down. The writing is on the log. With Emma Riddell at 35.89 as these last two competitors get into that first scarf here in the women's underhand competition. 11 inches of diameter wood that has to be separated from each half. So Ann Patterson, current champion, current New Zealand champion, might come from the other side of the ditch, but she's a Kiwi and very close on the turn as Kylie Bowen makes her turn as well. It's all going to be on the second scarf. We'll be watching the time at the moment. Emma Riddell from Nelson holding the form. But I tell you what, that's going to be worth looking at. There was good work done on that first scarf there by Ann Patterson, enabling a quick time, and there we have the Hamiltonian puts the axe down. Emma Riddell, as you saw, won the matchup with a 35.89, just puts it by a sliver ahead of Alma Wallace. I would like to call up in third position, please. Alma Wallace from Otaki. In second position, Raywin Windley. And in first position, STIHL Timbersports 2024 New Zealand Women's Champion is Ann Patterson. So Ann receives the trophy for the second time in 2 years. Ladies and gentlemen, our champions.
Ann Patterson, congratulations. Back to back women's champion and on International Women's Day too.
Yeah, what a feat. Isn't that excellent?
So you reckon it was well worth hopping back across the Tasman for this, eh?
Absolutely. I love the trip back over and I love competing with all the girls here. There's some fantastic talent there and I was pretty lucky to come out on top.
What one was your favourite?
My favourite is the single saw, and I was a little bit unhappy there. I should have got a better time. There's a bit of a hang up there at the bottom. But yeah, and the stock saw, I've been learning to love that one. That's pretty good fun.
Wish you all the very best.
Thank you very much.
Let's bring on our rookie competitors. From Hokitika, it's Scott Matthews up against Willie Hoyle from Kanumu in Victoria, Australia.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
So we've got Scott Matthews up against Willie Hoyle, the Australian playing the Kiwi, and of course even though he's resident in Australia, he still qualifies as a New Zealand competitor. And Willie Hoyle first on the turn, the arborist from Victoria. Scott Matthews got a little bit of ground to make up, but it will depend on how much work was done on the first scarf. But I tell you what, Willie Hoyle making a name for himself straight up in heat number 2. It's going to be Matthew Gower from Whangamomana playing up against Morgan Bolstad from Taumarunui.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
So we're expecting some good things coming from these two young men, Matthew Gower and Morgan Bolstad. Both been cutting well for the last few years. Morgan Bolstad's already on the turn. He's obviously taken a lot of wood out of that front scarf, or at least he hopes he has. Matt Gower coming in now. Both these guys have had a little bit of our international experience, but Morgan Bolstad keeping that family reputation intact. Takes out the underhand. Matt Gower struggles to get his feet, but he's going to have a look at that time. Let's welcome to the stage from Tokoroa, Cleveland Cherry, and from Stratford, Sam Bellamy.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Absolute simultaneous as the first blows go into the first scarf from these two. Now these two would be expected to put in the fastest time, but they've got a lot of work to do to catch Morgan Bolstad. But I tell you what, Sam Bellamy quick on the turn. He really wants to take out this title on discussions we've had, but I tell you what, it's not going to be enough. The winner of the last 2 years, Cleveland Cherry, just putting down in front of everyone exactly why he has taken those results in the past. Cleveland Cherry finished with a 13.80 So well below the target time, getting into the best times we'd ever see. Sam Bellamy recording a 17.20, which will be enough for the third spot in the underhand, but I'll tell you what, Morgan Bolstad with that earlier 15.95 seconds, just enough to hold that second position in this first discipline. Okay, we're ready to go in the stock saw competition now. The lonely shepherd this time is going to be Matthew Gower from Whangamomana, who will be cutting on his own.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
So Matt Gower gets the first biscuit down on the ground, or the cookie, managing the power of that MS661 just beautifully. Okay, so what the judge is going to be looking for is to make sure each one of those cookies is perfect in its roundness. Okay, we've got a very good matchup coming for you here with Jack Matthews from Hawkatika taking on Sam Bellamy from Stratford.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
So it's Jack Matthews up against Sam Bellamy. Let's have a look at the first cookie as it hits the ground. Who's going to get into the ground first? Oh, and they're very, very close. Oh, you pick him, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be a hard one for the timekeepers to rend apart. From Tokoroa, Cleveland Cherry. From Taumaranui, Morgan Bolstad.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
So this is the opportunity to set the fastest time in the stock saw. Let's have a look at the transition. Morgan Bolstad's first through on the transition. Look clean. Can he hold it to the top without bogging down? A little bit of a bog there for Cleveland Cherry. Won't be happy. Oh, he won't be happy with that, but Morgan Bolstad making a clean job of it. Cleveland Cherry recorded a 16.98, so probably for him well off the pace. But in that same heat, we had the fastest time was Morgan Bolstad at 12.51 seconds.
Standing block chop. At the standing block chop, the felling of a tree with an axe is simulated. A vertically positioned wooden block with a diameter of 30 centimeters has to be cut through both sides. A powerful and precise swing with the axe is the premise of a good result.
Okay, getting ready now for heat number 1 in the rookie standing competition. If we can have Sam Unahi and Willie Hoyle up to the stage, please.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Right, we've got some sound back on, so Willie Hoyle looks like he's taking the honours in this matchup. Sam Unahi now taking his.
Let's hear a big mano or two welcome for Cleveland Cherry from Tokoroa and Matt Gower from Whangamomana.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
So away they go, first scarf. Now these are two very proficient choppers, these two, turning absolutely the same time. So it's going to be dependent on how much work's been done on that first scarf as they come to the back. Oh, it's going to be close, but I tell you what, Matt Gower, fraction of a second ahead on finishing it, as long as cut is good. Two top competitors for you now. Let's hear a big welcome for Morgan Bolstad from Taumaranui and Sam Bellamy from Stratford.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
So here it goes. This is the final heat. This is where everything's going to be lying to try and get through to the next rounds. I'd expect to see a good chop, both turning very, very soon after that first scarf, making use of what is very good cutting wood today. Sam Bellamy's slower on the hit as Morgan Bolstad absolutely nailing it, and he does too. We could see it coming. There's not a lot in it, but what that does mean is that Matt Gower at 15.31 has taken the honours in the standing block competition. Followed in closely by Cleveland Cherry, as we would expect, but it's a very, very good discipline there for Matthew Gower of Whangamomana. Let's welcome to the stage Sam Unahi from Invercargill and Willie Hoyle from Kunumu in Victoria in Australia.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
So here we go, Willie Hoyle up against Sam Unahi in the single buck saw. Now the idea is to use the entire length of the saw to keep the rhythm going and keep it straight. If you can do those three things, you're going to record a good time. Sam Unahi really cutting quite nicely. Quite nicely is too. Let's welcome back to the stage Cleveland Cherry and Matthew Gower.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, I've been looking forward for this particular matchup. Look at the pace being put on by Cleveland Cherry. Matthew Gower can't see what's going on behind him, but mind you, I don't think Cleveland's looking forward either. Has a little bit of a hang-up. It's going to give Matthew Gower a little bit of advantage. Oh, he flicks it off. He's going to have to take the bottom of that disc out, and he's going to have to work on it quick. Oh, that could be interesting. Judge is going in for a good close look to see whether he cut the fibres on that last piece. Morgan Bolstad and Sam Bellamy back to the stage.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
So it's Tauranui taking on Stratford. Morgan Bolstad up against Sam Bellamy, and Morgan Bolstad having a little bit of difficulty getting the start. It's going to give Sam Bellamy a little bit of an advantage here, but he needs to get a good time into Sam Bellamy because he's going to have to make sure he cuts down that advantage that Cleveland Cherry has. Morgan Bolstad, oh, another little bit of a bow in the saw, but he's there. It's a clean cut in the end, but just a few dramas on the way through. Okay, the timers have just come in. Sam Bellamy, take a bow, my son, 10.35 seconds. That is an exceptional time for the single saw. Go down to the annals because there's one thing that the New Zealanders over time have been very good at, is the single saw.
Springboard. Springboard simulates the traditional way of felling trees, climbing up over thick roots. First, notches known as pockets are chopped into the log. 2 springboards are then anchored into these pockets. The athlete then climbs up to chop through a 27 centimeter thick block of wood in the fastest time possible.
Okay, it's time to get our first 2 competitors in for the rookie springboard. Let's welcome to the stage Willie Hoyle and Jack Matthews.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
So it's Jack Matthews who's over on the left-hand side as you look towards the big screen. Willie Hoyle, the man who helped me with the springboard explanation before. Okay, so they're working on those pockets. Probably a few more hits than 4, but they've got to have it nice and flat with a nice sharp edge at the end of the pocket. Oh, there you go. 2 very good boards, ladies and gentlemen. Might have taken a few more blows, but I tell you what, that's not bad going. Now, what you've got to realise is the board's moving, the pole's moving, and they're trying to swing and hit that with just trying to purchase that board with their feet. So at the moment, I'm going to say Jack Matthews, a little bit of an advantage here, but Willie Hoyle making some big chips. He's doing good work on that first scarf. They'll try and get as much wood out of that first scarf as they can before they turn to the back. So Willie Hoyle reckons he's done enough. He turns to the back, puts the first of those slashing hits in. Jack Matthews is just doing a little bit more work, which might make it a little bit easier because it is difficult when you're doing it the wrong way. So Willie Hoyle, he's making some impact. He's going to have to get onto the far side. Jack Matthews now making on the turn. He's starting to put those top blows through. He's got a lot of work done on that first scarf. It isn't going to be enough for him to catch it and actually pass Willie Hoyle. It's going to be a close finish, I think. Oh, I can hear some noise in the crowd. Let's hear a little bit more, eh? That's what I want to hear. Oh, it's going to be close as the wood's just starting to chip away. It's difficult doing it on this backside, but Willie Hoyle, the young man from Kunumu in Victoria, Australia, he turned first. I thought he might have gone a little bit early and left a little bit too much work, but he's managed to do it. And Jack Matthews knocks the block off. Time to get our next 2 competitors on. Let's welcome back to the stage Matthew Gower and Morgan Bolstad.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
So it's Matthew Gower up against Morgan Bolstad. So these are 2 very, very successful young men with an axe. First pocket put in very quickly by Matt Gower, and he's already up on the first board. And his chance, he's got a little bit of, oh, it's starting to hang a bit. That pocket might not be good enough, but Morgan Bolstad, he's taken a little bit more time, and he's managed to get a very good pocket. That board looks like it's as steady as. Now it's just up to Morgan to be able to take that block. He's got that advantage. Matt Gower making some amends on that first pocket. Puts the board in, puts the clip in. Hopefully it's going to hold. Looks a little bit better this time, holding the weight. But he's got a bit of work to do to catch up to Morgan Bolstad. Here's Matt Gower. Board's still a little bit light on the back, but it's going to be enough to hold. I don't think it's going to come out, but at the moment it's all Morgan Bolstad there over on the left-hand side as you look towards the main screen. First on the turn, Morgan Bolstad putting those downward strokes, and I tell you what, that's not going to be too bad a time. We're chasing 87 seconds from the first heat. There we go, Matt Gower, not too bad either, but he'll be disappointed with that first pocket. Now we get a chance to see them on the springboard. It is Cleveland Cherry from Tokoroa and Sam Bellamy from Stratford.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, haven't looked at the points, but I think this could be a make or break round for these two. So they're both working on that first pocket. I know that there's been a fair bit of training going on this because both know that if they make that international selection again, they're going to have to be able to do this and do it well. Cleveland Cherry first up on his board. Sam not happy with the first pocket, does a little bit of remedial on it. In the meantime, Cleveland Cherry working away, first side of the block. Okay, Sam Bellamy now puts the board in, puts the clip into the pocket. Much better board. Now he's got some work to do. He's going to have to really motor to get Cleveland here. Cleveland Cherry cleaning out this first scarf, coming in quite towards the back. He's leaving not much work to do as he now makes the turn. Comes down, first slashing straight, second. It's on the move and it's gone. So Sam Bellamy, you need to keep going here. You need to record a good time. Here he goes. Oh, and he's going to put another one that's stuck on the far side. Goes centre to back. And there it goes. So there you have them, ladies and gentlemen. That's who we've been watching this afternoon in this rookies competition. It's a very, very tight finish, but we can only fit 3 onto the podium. In third position, Sam Bellamy. In second position, now they came out with the same points and it came on a count back on time. Matt Gower. 3 times in a row from Tokoroa, Cleveland Cherry. There's your champions. That's who we've been watching this afternoon in this rookies competition. It's a very tight finish.
2 firsts, 2 seconds over the 5 disciplines. Well done.
Yeah, no, thank you. The old stocks will let me down, but I managed to keep the other ones pretty consistent.
So I guess this gets you an all expenses paid trip to wonderful Milan.
Yeah, sounds like it, yeah.
And does this mean that this is your last year in rookiedom?
Yeah, I think so. I'd have to talk to Anthony, but yeah, sounds like it.
Well, I'm sure you'll make the best of it you possibly can. We wish you all the very best.
Yeah, no, thank you. Cheers.
For those that follow timber sports, and many that don't will be well aware that we lost last year a friend, family member, colleague, competitor, the fiercest competitor within the wood chopping fraternity, and a great mate. On the stage last year, Jason Wyard took second position as he sought to take 10 world titles. Unfortunately, very soon after this event, he was diagnosed with cancer and we lost him during the year. So it's been a great loss. It's been very tough for many of us, particularly in this fraternity. And I'd like you now just to please take a moment.
Jason Wyard is a timber sports superstar. I mean, you could not literally be born into anything better than Jason Wyard has been.
Jason Wyard is or 9-time world champion.
He's just been so incredibly successful. He's an unreal athlete.
It's a very rare thing that you find an athlete as accomplished and as impressive as Jason Wyard, who's also as humble as he is. He'll be the last person to tell you how great he is.
He's never, tell you how good he is. He's showed you how good he is. It's always, don't tell me, show me. And he showed everyone how good he is by winning Timbersports 9 times,
It's in the hundreds of titles that he's won, and that's incredible over the years.
For what he's put into the sport and what he's achieved is absolutely remarkable. And when you really know Jason, you'll know it's for the passion of winning in the sport.
I grew up watching Jason Wyard all the time as a kid, watching him on television, competing in lumberjacking. And then when we would go out, my brother and I, and pretend to chop and stuff, I would always pretend I was him.
I remember watching him as a little kid, growing up watching him compete and just saying, I want to be like that guy.
Well, I've known Jason since I was about this big, and he would have been probably that big still,
I've known him since I was probably just about 8 years old.
He inspired so many young athletes as well as old. That's what makes him such a true champion and a great ambassador for STIHL Timbersports.
So, he's kind of like Michael Jordan in a sense of our sport.
Call him the legend of our sport, the icon. He's been kind of the Michael Jordan of timber sports.
He was the face of STIHL Timbersport, and he still is. He's just a legend. Yep.
He's really like an icon for this sport. I think he's done so much, and he does so much for this sport.
Jason is not just person about the sport. For me, it's a big part of my life because he was the one of first trainers who bring me where I am now. So I'm very happy that I know this man and why I like him, why we are very good friends.
He's such a humble guy, and he's a family man. His family's important, and his friends are important.
As a person, Jason is an incredibly nice gentleman.
Jason's a gentleman, an absolute gentleman.
He would be Mr. Quiet. Big, gentle giant is what Jason has been and is still. He's evolved into a really professional athlete, but just a professional person, and he's a really good mate.
Yeah, he is a bit of a legend, Jace. He's a gentleman. He's a really nice family guy. Family means a lot. In New Zealand, family means a lot, and Jason's no different. And he's a very proud, humble man.
200% family man. He support and he do everything what he can for his family, like the father should do.
Let's welcome to the stage Nathan McDonald from Waiuku and Laurie Honey from Rotorua.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
So first opportunity here for Laurie Honey in his first event at STIHL Timbersports on a national level. Nathan McDonald, of course, a stalwart in the New Zealand team over time, but first on the turn, it's Laurie Honey from Rotorua. They say he's been putting in a bit of training to get towards this event. He's started a little bit of work. There's probably a bit more on that first scarf there from Nathan McDonald, but I tell you what, Laurie Honey's come here to mean business on his first time in. Takes the honours in that heat. From Stratford, Shane Jordan, and from Otorohanga, Chris Lord.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
So it's Chris Lord up against Shane Jordan. It's 19.18 seconds to take the lead in the field in this first discipline of 6 for the day. First on the turn, Shane Jordan, but a little bit more work being done by Chris Lord. He's got a bit more out of that first scarf. Could make the second side a little bit easier. Slight stick there for Shane Jordan. Might have cost him a quarter of a blow, but he looks like the daylight's through and he's done it. So it looks like it's only getting quicker. Please welcome from Rotorua, Kyle Lemon, and from Taumaranui, Jack Jordan.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Right, two very good exponents. This is the favourite discipline for both of these competitors. Look at the speed of the stroke rate for Kyle Lemon, and he pulls off the jump turn, but I think Jack Jordan might just have it at the halfway point, taking the slower but heavier hits. We're going to have a look. Kyle Lemon just slowing a little bit as he comes down, puts the drivers, but he's not going to take Jack Jordan. So the current New Zealand STIHL Timbersports champion opens his account. Right, we thought we'd see those times come down. Kyle Lemon, a very respectable 18.54 to put him into second position, but the gun on the first discipline, without doubt, Jack Jordan, 16.24 seconds to lead the field. From Waiuku, Nathan McDonald, and from Taumaranui, Jack Jordan.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, so we're expecting those quicker times now, certainly breaching that 20-second mark. Nathan McDonald putting good weight on, but Jack Jordan, he's very proficient with the chainsaw. Good upcut coming in from Nathan McDonald. It might be just enough too, and I think it is. From Otorohanga, let's welcome Chris Lord, and from Westport, Neil Haitley.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Right, let's see if that time can get a little bit closer to the 10-second mark. Chris Lord coming down, nice bold stroke, and they've come out of the bottom into the transition, absolutely neck and neck. Neil Haitley on the upcut, and he's going to do it. But I tell you what, a bit hard to see from where I am, that bar come out of the top for Chris Lord, but I'm going to say that they are going to be very, very close in time, those two. From Rotorua, Kyle Lemon, and from Stratford, Shane Jordan.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, so it's at 12-16 holding sway from Nathan McDonald. Let's see what these two can do. First on the transition, Shane Jordan. He works with a chainsaw all day. We're expecting him to get Kyle Lemon doing a bit of catching, but it's not going to be enough. We'll check that time, but ladies and gentlemen, that's how you handle a chainsaw. It was the ultimate heat in all respects. Kyle Lemon putting in a 12.11 seconds, taking care of Nathan McDonald's 12.16, but all of the glory goes to Shane Jordan, who has recorded an 11.38 seconds for the stock saw. From Otaki, Hayden Rasmussen, and from Rotorua, Kyle Lemon.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, so they need some good chopping to go in here to get round. They're going to have to get under 20 seconds with Shane and Jack Jordan still to come. Kyle Lemon clearing a lot of wood, but it's Hayden Rasmussen first on the turn. Kyle Lemon also now on the turn, making the second scarf, opens it up. But at the moment, Hayden Rasmussen, if he can keep the pace up, gets the movement, and I tell you what, there's one to trouble timekeepers. Let's welcome to the stage from Otorohanga, Chris Lord, and from Waiuku, Nathan McDonald.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
So we're under the 20-second mark as we bring these two heavy hitters up onto the stage. Chris Lord, former rookie world champion, up against Nathan McDonald. And first on the turn, Nathan McDonald, but we're talking about one blow difference between the two as they head for that second scarf. Let's see the weight go in. You're the ones watching from the other side. Let's hear the noise, but it's Nathan McDonald. He managed to do it. A couple of extra blows required here from Chris Lord. From Stratford, Shane Jordan, and brother from Taumaranui, Supreme Sportsman of the Year in the Rural Games, Jack Jordan.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, really, this is a mouth-watering matchup, isn't it? A little bit of a slab there for Shane. Takes it out off the top. Oh, both quick on the turn. They don't seem to have done a lot of work on the front, but they know they can do it. These are the fastest hitters probably in the world at the moment. Let's have a look and see who's going to do it. One more blow, and I tell you what, how's that for sibling rivalry, everyone? Isn't that absolutely fantastic? It's very, very close. Shane Jordan recording a 14.43, and Jack Jordan 14.34 to take the lead. And so just having a bit of a look at that leaderboard, and I know you're all going to be interested in this. As it stands after that particular discipline, in first position with 33 points is Jack Jordan. but only 1 point behind on 32, Shane Jordan and Kyle Lemon. Let's get up our first two competitors in the single buck. Laurie Honey and Bobby Dowling.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
And racing we are. So Bobby Dowling, the quickest in the Southern Hemisphere with one of these single saws. Let's see whether he can fulfill that promise right now. Laurie Honey, he's come from Rotorua. This is his first time up in this event, but he's not going to beat the master. Robert Dowling, showing what he does best with the single saw. In the New Zealand team, he is the anchor on the single saw. Laurie Honey's got a little bit of work, and there he goes. He'll still be pleased with it. Nathan McDonald from Waiuku and Kyle Lemon from Rotorua.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
So it's the police officer up against the electrician. The police officer, Kyle Lemon, he's been cutting well all day, and he's holding that third position. But I tell you what, it looks like Nathan McDonald's got a little bit of an edge here. Kyle Lemon's putting everything he has, but it's going to be all Nathan McDonald from what I can see. So Kyle Lemon needs to make sure he puts in a good time. He's going to have to keep it up. Let's hear some noise. He needs to record a good time. It ain't over till it's over. You know them well. Shane Jordan and Jack Jordan.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Right, this is where the rubber meets the road, or the chips meet the wood on the stage. The noodles are flying between the two Jordan brothers, Elder and Junior, and a little bit of a slow up there for Shane. That could be costly. Watching a little bit of a bow as well, and it's just cost him. That's all it takes. So Bobby Dowling undisputedly at the front of the field of the 12.98, leading at 47 points. We have Jack Jordan in second with 42 points, Shane Jordan. And now in third with 37 points, Nathan McDonald, followed by that great result from Bobby Dowling at 34, drawing him into fourth equal with Kyle Lemon. Let's welcome to the stage, first up, Laurie Honey and Bobby Dowling.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
So here we go, here's that first pocket. 2 to Bobby Dowling, 3. He's going to put a fourth in now, but he's going to keep trying it up, got to keep it right. Laurie Honey working away on his first pocket, but Bobby Dowling's got the first board in. The ex-Southlander, now resident South Australia in Adelaide itself. Laurie Honey now up onto the board. Now both these guys are good springboard, not their favourite discipline. Second pocket going in from both competitors. Let's see who's going to have the pocket ready for that second board. Laurie Honey making up a little bit of ground, gets his axe into the top block slightly before Bobby Dowling gets up on the board. Looks like it's holding quite well. Both boards look good, in fact. Very good approach. Now, as you can see, there's a little bit of movement, and you've got to have a little bit of a head for heights. Laurie Honey addressing the first scarf, as is Bobby Dowling. Bobby Dowling moves a little bit more to the start of the board. A little bit of a scoop there. This is where we're talking about that slabbing, where the axe hasn't hit it on the right angle and manages to flick up. So now we're waiting to see who's going to get enough work done on that first scarf so they can turn to the back. Righto, Bobby Dowling, he's decided he's done enough works. Comes in for the slashing stroke on near side. Keeps on working on the near side. Laurie Honey still working on that first scarf. Not satisfied that he's done, but he is now, and he goes to the back. Puts one in close in. Seems to either way as they work across to the far side. But at the moment, it's Bobby Dowling. He's got some movement in us. The block's on the deck. Laurie Honey now, he's going to have to keep that time up. He needs to make sure that he gets through into the final round onto the hot saw. So this is all important to finish up well. Laurie Honey, he's got the board still sitting well. It's on the flat, goes in. There's still a few fibres there, and they are cut. Let's welcome to the stage from Ohio, Chris Lord, and from Otaki, Hayden Rasmussen.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Right, it's been a while since the last heat, but you remember how it works. They've got to put in those pockets to put the springboards in. So Chris Lord looks like he's going to be first to put his board in. Onto the back, facing the big screen at the back. Hayden Rasmussen just puts his board in, gives it a little bit of a test. Chris Lord, second pocket. Second pocket also for Hayden Rasmussen. But at the moment, a little bit of a lead building up here to Chris Lord. Puts the second board in. Gives it a bit of a test. Jumps up. So he's on his second board. Loosens up the axe. Starts into his first scarf as he opens it up. Hayden Rasmussen drags himself up onto that second board. Gets his balance and away he goes. So it's Otaki playing Otorohanga. Let's have a look and see who can shift the wood out of the front side of that clear wood. At the moment, there's still a little bit of a lead here to Chris Lord. Remember, 2019 international world champion in the rookie competition. Now old enough and playing with the big guns, because once you've won that competition, you've got to go up to the seniors. But first on the turn, Hayden Rasmussen from Otaki. Chris Lord goes in close as they work their way across the back. Tell you what, he didn't leave much to do, and he's managed to take the top off Hayden Rasmussen 2 blows later. Let's welcome to the stage one from Taumaranui, one from Stratford, Shane Jordan and Jack Jordan.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
So here we go. These are the two at the top of the leaderboard before we got to the springboard. You know the score. They've got to get those boards and get them in good and flat. Looking at Jack's board, it's got a lovely angle. It's holding on. It's starting to move a little bit down. Shane Jordan on the other side. Good board, almost sitting out at that horizontal position. But first up onto board number 2, and I tell you what, it's only by a finger or a toe that we've got Jack Jordan addressing the top of that block. Now watch the speed come in between these two. Shane Jordan over there on the left-hand side as you look towards the big screen. He's actually cutting a very good scarf, a little bit of a stick. Jack Jordan, no such had luck, and he's just thinking, he thought it, he hesitated for a moment as to whether he was going to turn, but he's taken a bit more wood out, but it might have given Shane the advantage, that slight hesitation. And it has. 1 blow on the back, 2 blows on the back, but it's Shane Jordan taking it to the current STIHL Timbersports New Zealand champion, Jack Jordan, here in the Springboard competition. Very good times. Shane Jordan putting in a 44.91 just to pip Jack at 47.31. So going through the Springboard, it looks like it's Shane Jordan's taken the honours. Sitting in first position on rank, it remains with Jack Jordan at 61 points. In second at 58, Shane Jordan, and in third with 42 points, Bobby Dowling.
Hot saw. For the hot saw, power saws are called into action, and the athletes have a space of 15 centimeters to cut 3 complete discs off a 46 centimeter thick wooden block. Jumping the start or cutting over the line will result in a disqualification.
And as you can see, it bears very little resemblance to the chainsaw you have at home or any of the chainsaws you might find at your local friendly STIHL shop. These are a bespoke machine. They start life as something else. Usually, in this case, it's a Rotax-based engine from the US or Canada, which started life as a snowmobile. And that was a twin cylinder, so the first thing they have to do is make it a single cylinder, because that is the rule in hot saws. Single cylinder, turn it into a chainsaw, go racing. All right, let's get racing. And first up, it will be from Waiuku, Nathan McDonald.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Right over, he's got a good start, and he makes that first cut nice and clean. Comes up on the transition, hits the swing as well. And it's through. Yeah, we said don't blink or you'll miss it. That was cutting well. Saw sounded good. The weighting of the machine being dragged through sounded good. Righto, let's get our next competitor up. It is Shane Jordan from Taranaki.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Well, it bogged a little bit on the upcut. He caught it pretty quickly to get the speed back on the chain and get the RPM level. 6.01 seconds. Oh, this is getting interesting, isn't it? No pressure on the last one out as they sit 1 and 2 in the order coming out of the last discipline. Let's welcome then Jack Jordan, everyone.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Well, we've got a clean start. Gets the revs up. Goes through the first cut up. The second down with the third. Lines it up. Make sure it stays within the line. 6.1 seconds flat. You could almost say that's how it's done, folks. Now remember, on this round in the hot sauce competition, triple points compared to the early rounds today. So winning or coming second, particularly when they are in those positions coming out of the last discipline, is going to be oh so important as to where the final results sit. Certainly we're going to go through the podium, but before we do that, we have one new award. So this is the first time it has been given. And this is the Jason Wyard Memorial Trophy for the fastest single saw. And this year, it goes to Bobby Dowling. Right, to the podium. In third position, Kyle Lemon. In second position, making a massive comeback. And we're talking only the same points, Shane Jordan. But it is 0.61 of a second difference on a countback. Jack Jordan. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was STIHL Timber Sports for 2024. We hope you've enjoyed it, and we look forward to seeing you back again next year.
Jack Jordan, congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Yeah, huge honour to win this year. There's a lot of pressure on it today. You know, it was all pretty close right to the end. So to come away with the win was unreal, yeah.
So how much do you owe your brother, who was runner-up by about 0.6 of a second on a countback, or thereabouts? How much do you owe him for the competitive spirit that's in you?
Yeah, I owe him a lot. You know, my brother Shane and his partner Lauren, they've done a lot for me over the years. So, yeah, I owe them a lot, yeah.
But not enough to throw the match?
No, not at all, no.
Look, my congratulations, and you're off to, if you're in the team, you're off to Toulouse. Is that the idea?
Yeah, I think somewhere in Italy and then France later in the year. So, yeah, I went for the World Trophy in the individual last year. So, hopefully I can, you know, go back this year and do a bit better, yeah.
Well, if this is anything to go by, the omens are very good.
Yeah, well, hopefully, yeah. No, I'll do a fair bit of training between now and then, and yeah, hopefully we go all right.
Congratulations and all the best for Europe.